Back home in our continuing state of growth reports for you, one of the most significant economic decisions in decades for southern Colorado expected in the next week or so that could make Colorado Springs the permanent home of U.S. Space Command. Well, today, a key step in that process as a Pentagon team toured Peterson Air Force Base, which is the temporary home of Space Command. Our Colette Bordelon with more on what they discussed and what's at stake.
I caught up with one of our local representatives who was on that tour where they went and saw what housing for generals looks like, where the new building could go, and then they left Peterson to talk about our city-owned utilities.
Implement site reporting, implement site reporting.
Space is our future.
While that statement could apply all over the world.
We've really been the epicenter of military space since its very beginning.
Here in Colorado Springs, it just means more.
There's no place in the United States better equipped to take care of that command.
Retired Colonel Reggie Ash spent more than 2 decades in the Air Force, about a third of that right here in Colorado Springs.
So important for Colorado Springs, for our community, for our identity.
He's talking about potentially becoming the home of the U.S. Space Command. We've temporarily been housing it on Peterson Air Force Base since May of 2020.
It's going to be so much easier on the Air Force and on U.S. Space Command just to stay right here.
Still, there are 5 other places in the running as the Pentagon weighs all their options, despite COVID-19 slowing down the process.
This visit today was originally supposed to be on December 16th.
Ash went along on the tour of Peterson, where he says they already have enough housing for all the senior officers moving here, but to house all 1,400 expected members and their families.
Especially downtown, there's a lot of multi-family homes going up.
Another big point of Tuesday's tour, our city-owned utility system.
They're in the top 1% of power generation companies across the United States in terms of their reliability.
Plus, our mayor has made sure there are tax incentives built into coming here, in part because of the economic contribution the command would bring.
It's an estimate at about $1 billion a year.
The Pentagon team heads to New Mexico tomorrow. That's their last stop before they fly on home. Now, Ash says he knows they've already started building a decision package. That goes to the Secretary of the Air Force for a final recommendation, which then goes to President Trump. Mayor John Suthers is thinking they'll have a decision in between the 15th and 20th of this month. Always watching out for you, Colorado Springs. Colette Bordelon, News 5.